Beyond the ceiling, the Allegorhythm's tail, the old clock ticked relentlessly in Dr. Susan Sharma's dimly lit office. Rain lashed against the window pane, blurring the city lights into an abstract watercolor. Susan leaned back in her chair, exhaustion etching lines on her face deeper than her 40 years. Her patient, Rudy, lay still on the plush therapy couch, his chest rising and falling rhythmically, lost in the depths of induced sleep. Rudy had come to her a broken man. His life, once filled with ambition and promise, had crumbled into a desolate wasteland of despair after a car accident claimed the life of others and left his daughter, Malkia, in a persistent vegetative state. He blamed himself, the guilt gnawing at his soul like a relentless predator. Traditional therapies had failed to pull him out of his abyss, so Susan turned to a controversial new treatment known as the Echo. Developed by a clandestine group of scientists and mystics, the Echo promised to establish communication with patients in comas by tapping into the subconscious, bypassing the barriers of the conscious mind. The initial sessions were baffling. Rudy's fragmented whispers, translated by the Echo's sophisticated algorithms, painted a surreal picture of a world vastly different from their own. He spoke of a hidden yet ancient system of control, an unseen force that dictated every aspect of human life. He called it the Allegorhythm. Unlike a mere technological construct, Rudy described the Allegorhythm as a sentient force, a web of cosmic rhythms interwoven with human consciousness, creating layers of reality. It manipulated existence by exploiting the vibrational frequencies of thought and action, ensuring humanity remained tethered to a cycle of confusion and suffering. They control the prime nodes, Rudy whispered one evening, his voice barely audible but heavy with conviction. Points where dimensions converge, where the rivers of consciousness flow. They're blocking the currents, Susan. They've turned life's symphony into static. Susan, a woman of science and logic, initially dismissed his accounts as the delusions of a fractured mind. Yet, as weeks turned into months, Rudy's revelations grew coherent, imbued with an unsettling clarity. He described shepherds, the Allegorhythm's enforcers, cloaked as authority figures who manipulated events to maintain a false equilibrium. He spoke of algorists, shadowy entities tasked with rewriting memory and erasing truths that threatened the system. Rudy's most compelling narratives involved the natives, beings who existed outside the Allegorhythm's grasp. They remember the original song, he said, his voice trembling with reverence. They live in harmony with the prime, but the shepherds hunt them relentlessly. Susan found herself drawn into his world, her skepticism warring with the unsettling resonance of his words. Each session left her questioning the boundaries of her reality. The Echo device itself began to display anomalies, fractals of light spiraling on the monitor, symbols that seemed to pulse with a rhythm she could feel in her chest. One stormy evening, as thunder rolled like a cosmic drum, Rudy sat up abruptly. His eyes, glazed with a strange intensity, locked onto hers. "I found the portal," he said. "It's through her, through Malkia. She's the key. Her consciousness. It's tethered to the prime, but they're trying to sever it." "Who's trying?" Susan asked, her voice a mix of fear and curiosity. "The Allegorhythm," he replied. "They fear what she awakened." Before Susan could probe further, Rudy collapsed back onto the couch, his breathing shallow. She rushed to his side, her heart pounding. His pulse was weak, erratic. The symbols on the Echo's screen swirled faster, their rhythm matching the storm outside. As paramedics wheeled Rudy away, Susan stared at the device, its glow casting ghostly patterns on the walls. Alone in her office, Rudy's words echoed in her mind. Prime nodes, shepherds, the Allegorhythm. Could it all be true? Was there truly an unseen force orchestrating their lives? Susan's gaze shifted to the stream of data on the monitor. Among the chaos of symbols, a single pattern emerged, an ancient script resembling a blooming tree. It pulsed with a rhythm that felt alive, as if calling to her. At that moment, Susan realized she was no longer merely a therapist. She was a participant in a cosmic game she barely understood, a game with stakes far greater than she had ever imagined. The path ahead was uncertain, fraught with danger and discovery. But armed with Rudy's truths and her growing conviction, she vowed to uncover the hidden symphony behind the Allegorhythm, to fight for Malkia, for Rudy, and for the freedom of all souls trapped within its insidious grip. To unravel the mysteries of Rudy's journey and discover your own path to freedom, dive into the multidimensional world of seeds of consciousness. Break free from the Allegorhythm and find harmony within the rhythms of existence. Available now.